Hey guys, welcome back to Sam Code Tradbo. We are back, and this time we're going to start this new series. This is going to kick it off because you notice, if you haven't noticed, but I'm starting to put way more videos on. I used to publish 2 videos a week on this channel, and that's what I've done for the last 13 years. 2 videos every single week, well, like I said, now I make a living from content. We're up in the ante on that, and I'm publishing a bunch more, especially during hunting season. So we're going to throw some of these in here occasionally, which are just going to be some ramblings where I'm going to talk to you about stuff. So if you want to do something and just listen to this, it's going to be just me sitting here talking rather than me showing you things in person on this particular one. We're sitting here on my back porch. It's like midnight and it's beautiful out, and this is where I spend a lot of time. Come out here and just kick back and drink some pop and relax and enjoy the night out here. It's beautiful. So what we're going to cover in this today, and like I said, this is going to be a series that we're going to keep going with. 30 years of traditional bow hunting is where I'm at right now. I've learned a lot of things. I've killed a lot of animals. I got a lot of things I can teach you. One of those things we're going to talk about today, the first one, do not overcomplicate this stuff. Okay, I don't care if you're new to it or you've been at it for a long time. We see this more and more now, especially in the mobile hunting world. Okay, the way things go now is it's designed to be overcomplicated. Whether it's starting out, remember these bows that we shoot as traditional bow hunters are a stick and a string, but even you compound guys, you know, everybody out there makes a gizmo or a gadget for something, okay? And they want you to have it, and you got to have this on here, and you got to have that, and your compound guys got to have these liquid-filled stabilizers that do weird things, and you got to have all these little gizmos on there, and your site's got to do all sorts of funky things and adjust and tell you different things and settings and all these. You don't need any of this crap. It's a stick and a string, and you keep your shots close. You don't need any of these things on there anyway. There's no business to be shooting farther and doing that kind of stuff. Keep everything with a traditional bow. Keep your distances inside of 20 yards. Doesn't matter if you're using a self bow. Heck, look at James Wood with his Comanche bow. Okay, he shoots that Comanche, and that bow is only like 40-something inches long. He can only draw 20 inches. It's 57 pounds, 20 inches. He draws it and he shoots like this. That's where he releases that. He just draws. There's no anchor. There's no back tension. There's no come to nothing. He draws it like this. He takes it and he goes like this. And he shoots it that way. Okay? He's killing animals with it. It's a wicked bow. Don't overcomplicate this. Okay? Keep it simple. Look at the mobile hunting world, for example. I mean, we'll talk about this more in another one, but as a quick synopsis, we went from saddle hunting back in the late 80s and the 90s. It was popular for like a 10-year period, and then people were like, you know what, this isn't that great, and they got out of it. But at that time, there wasn't all these, it wasn't so easy for people to bring products to market. There was no internet. There wasn't all this information. We didn't have these luxuries. We didn't have the simplicity of patents and designs and manufacturing and all 3D printing and the things we had now. So basically, these saddles came in, and then people realized, you know what, this is not that good. Okay, a saddle's just not that good, and they went back to tree stands. And everybody thinks like now, like the tree stands are so lightweight. They're not lightweight at all. Okay, I started out hunting I spent so many years hunting out of an API baby grand that weighed 6 pounds. Okay, and it was amazing tree stand. So I mean, and look at like the Windwalker, the Lem, or the lock-ons, the things like that. They were amazing stands. We had all that stuff then, and people went back to it. We went through these phases and through these things that happened, and now the saddle craze has come back, and it was great. But it's a perfect example for what I'm talking about when I say not to overcomplicate things. So if we think about it, let's look at it from a real world perspective. What's happened in the last few years with saddles, okay? Because this is what I'm talking about even in your bows, in your guns, in your hunting clothes, in your hunting stuff that you do. Everything that relates to hunting can be summed up by this. So if we take it into perspective, saddles come out and they kind of make a comeback, right? And it's a great thing. Saddles are here. People they buy saddles and they start hunting with them. Then they realize that they need a way around a tree. Here comes the ring of steps again. They come back just like they did in the 80s and 90s. You got 6 steps on one strap. You put it on a tree. Now you can pivot around a tree and you can hunt all the way around a tree. Beautiful thing. Okay, that people find that's not very comfortable to stand on those steps all the time. Now they come out with a platform that sits on the top of your sticks. Okay, we had those for a few years where those were there. People are like, oh, it's so much better. I can stand flat-footed on this thing and it's much more comfortable. Advantage. Okay, there it is. There comes that. Next thing you know, they come out with platforms. Here's saddle platforms that mount on there like a tree stand. And now you got the tree stand platform on there, and that's a great thing. And those are very, very popular. But now they're there. Then people are like, well, you know what though? I need a way to be able to sit down once in a while. So then they come out with saddle hunting platforms that are tree stands where the seats, the pads on the backside to put your knees on, flip the pad over, and now you can sit down from your saddle and take a break on a stand. Okay, now you got these things coming out where they're like, you know, the bridge hurts when it pulls right here. Excuse me. Like the bridge hurts right here, so now you got bridge divider bars. You got to bring a bar out there with you and wedge it in there, and it pushes the bridge line out so that it's not pulling and hurting your flexors and hurting things on there. And then they got these little roller things, and they got these other pieces they put in a bridge up here that let it roll through there better. And they got all these things, and then you got all the it just goes on and on and on. Look at the progression of all this to the point where saddle hunters now, they're carrying more crap in the woods than we do as tree stands, and it takes them 5 times longer to set up on it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm not even a little bit. I understand wanting to be comfortable. I understand all that kind of stuff, but some of us sit back here and go, well, you know, my Lone Wolf Assault stand that I've been carrying now for 20-something years, and my 3 Lone Wolf sticks, you know, with 1 8er on the bottom, lets me hunt everything, and I can be set up in 3.5 minutes. And I can sit for 12 hours and hunt very comfortably with no issues. What I'm saying, don't overcomplicate this stuff, okay? And the same goes for all of your other gear. There's no reason to let it get out of hand. There's no reason to think you got to get crazy. Today, you know, it used to be where you had a backpack, a compound shooter had a backpack, and he had a little pouch on the side with his rangefinder. Okay, and then he had his binoculars. Now these guys look like they're ready for war and they're full kitted out. I mean, they're, you know, got their backpacks on. They got a full bino harness. That bino harness has got another section below it. They can't even see their feet where they're walking. You got all these contraptions in here. Rangefinder here, hooked on with a lanyard here. You got your binoculars here. People got their thermals over here so they can check things out with their thermals. And they got all this kind of stuff. It's just like I said, it's getting overcomplicated. Don't let this overcomplicate it. The more crap you buy, the more stuff you get, the more stuff you try to implement, the more it's going to become not fun and the more problemsome it's going to be. Don't let that get that way. Same with the hunting clothes. Look at the hunting industry. Our grandparents would basically go out there and just throw on a camouflage jacket over whatever they wore all day in their regular shoes and go out there and hunt, and they'd do fine. There was no scent-free soap. There was no any of that kind of stuff. They had sold some cover scents, some things like that if you wanted, but it was very simple, and they hunted a lot. Okay, they go out there for an hour and be out there for 1 hour and make a good hunt out of it. Today, many people won't even go out and hunt for a couple of hours because they don't want to go through the trouble of having to rewash, repackage, redo, and rescent control and do all this stuff they got to their clothing, and they're missing out on quality hunting time because of their gear is stopping them. So now they're only hunting on Saturdays or on Saturday and Sunday because they can actually, it's a full day of hunting so they can put all their stuff on. But they could be hunting Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night also, even though it would only be for an hour hunt each time, but they're afraid to do that to their clothes. Think about how many people will not hunt in the rain because they don't want to get their $1,000 outfit all wrecked and dirty and that kind of stuff. Or who won't go into prime areas close to bedding and hunt there because of the fact that they don't want to walk through the briars and through the stick tights and all the burrs with their $1,000 outfit on. They're like, no, I'm not going in there. You know how much money this cost? Okay, they're losing out and they're missing out because they're overcomplicating everything. Keep your stuff simple. Best advice I got for you. If you don't need it, don't use it. Okay, and that's really it. And then remember this number one rule. It goes for survival. It goes for every skill set. It goes for everything you do in life. The more you know, the less you need. Okay, understand that. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed these. Like I said, I'm going to kick a few more of these in here for you throughout, as we get closer to season, hopefully trying to help you out. So again, thanks for watching.